Good evening, race fans. This is Core GT Round 4, 24 Hours Du Mans, or Le Mans as it's called. I'm here with John Nobinger, and yeah, we're here to bring you another fun night of Core Racing. Um, sh should be a nice night at the French land. We kind of have interesting timing here, John, with the 24 Hours of Le Mans and iRacing right around the corner. What do you think?
Yeah, I know a few people have been doing some practice and some testing, and it's definitely people. It's kind of like Daytona, for the European guys, where they put a lot of effort into it, and it's one of those tracks. It's not my favorite. There's so much time. At least it's not my favorite in a GT3. You spend so much time full throttle, wide open, and your lap time's dictated by getting five corners correct out of 4 minutes. It's like I said, it's not my favorite, but there's definitely the history. I view it kind of the same as like a lot of people view Monaco and F1. It's got to be on the calendar for historic reasons, but you know.
Yeah,
Now the
absolutely.
LMP, LMP ones and hypercars, GTPs. That's where you start having fun here.
Yeah, I know a few of my buddies running this race here tomorrow. Actually, it's Saturday, I think is when they're running it. They're going to be in the BMW GTP. So definitely a little bit different than the GT3s running tonight, but we'll see if they have any success here um, changing up their classes.
Yeah, it's like with Le Mans, you kind of wonder at some point iRacing needs to bring in some random failures because in real life, I don't think any of these cars make it 24 hours here without having some form of mechanical issues. You know, having to pit for the sixth time and having to swap out your brake rotors and pads. There's still some more improvements to be made for some of our 24-hour stuff. It'd be nice to see them bring those things in.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and especially, I hope they do a little bit of a refresh here at Le Mans. As far as track limits and things like that. I know me and some other drivers have a pretty hard time finding exactly where that line is with the iRacing's off track and black flags and all that stuff. So maybe we can.
Specifically, the right-hander before you get onto the Masson Straight.
Yeah, the right-hander before and when you get off of it too. Both of them
Yeah,
have their
yeah,
issues.
the exit where you're like, you can go out there, but it's like somebody just randomly said, "Oh, the line's here-ish."
Yep. Yeah, it's like you get a cone that kind of dictates where you're not really supposed to be, but then that cone gets moved every lap because someone hits it. So it's just
Yeah,
guesswork the whole time.
and the line between a little off track, which isn't that big, or the slowdown that makes you hate life. That if you're not careful, you'll get a black flag for not serving by the time you get through the chicane.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep, it's all just pretty rough, and that's why I'm up here with you tonight, John, and I'm not down there. Is I just can't stand that personally. So just like looks like Nathan Nickerson right there, feeling the same way, putting it right in the wall. So that'll be his qualifying
and
up with just about a minute and a quarter to go.
I was going to say, over the last little bit, saw the headlights coming on Nick Terrell and the, let's see, yep, Scooby Doo Mystery Machine there.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think it's going to get dark by the end of this one. Whether or
I
not we start in the full dark, I don't know. iRacing is a little temperamental when it comes to how much time passes between qualifying and the race. I wish there was a way
absolutely.
for like league admins we could set how long.
Yep. Either that or maybe just set it a little earlier in the day so we can have a nice bright start so we can see at least some of the carnage that goes on before the cars space out because we're racing here at Le Mans. Cars like to do that. They get nice spaced out and leaves battles a little few and far between.
Yeah, it looks like so we got Mason Smith sitting on provisional pole with a 352.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a quick
I
time.
seem to remember about a year, one of the last times I ran here, Getting under 4 meant you were pretty quick. And I'm sitting here looking at, we've got 21 guys under 4 minutes. So
Yep.
whether that's the GT3, some of the changes, they're faster now, or here in Core, we've just all gotten faster. You know,
Maybe a combination of both right there. But yeah,
I think we'd
let's.
have to ask Tilford and his.
Yep, absolutely. As we'll throw up your leaderboard right here. Let me get rid of this little mini core right here. So Mason Smith taking home your pole position with a 352.013. Dustin Nierhoof, second position, and Kelly Ponier taking home your final podium spot for your qualifying. Fourth place, Herbert Pineda. Fifth place, Yavi Sierra. Sixth place, David Tilford. Seventh, Nick Terrell. Eighth place, Josh Anderson. Ninth place, James Molyneux. And 10th, we have Alex Jaspers.
A nice performance out of James there.
Yeah,
And
James did
Josh.
pretty good. 11th, we got Austin Diltz. 12th, Braden Carlson. 13th, Ethan Reed. 14th, Nathan Nickerson. 15th, Josh Betts. 16th, Jesse Francisco. 17th, William Burrell. 18th, Dane Simpson. 19th, Morgan Smith. And 20th, Fozzie Facillo. And 21st, we have Benny Hogan. 22nd, Zane Bierman. 23rd, John Crane. 24th, Derek Booker. 25th, Aaron Reed. 26th, Dawson Guzik. 27th, Michael Schwartz. And I think in our final position, we have Xavier Bays. Yep, that will be all. So pretty
28
nice
people here
looking.
tonight.
Yeah.
Looks like we're waiting on just a couple guys to make the field here.
Absolutely, as we get a nice shot of your pole sitter there, and what I think is the best looking car in the real life calendar at IMSA, the Heart of Racing Aston Martin. Just a beautiful machine all around.
It is. Like there's something to be said for an Aston.
There
The
is.
gentleman's sports car, if you may.
Yes, that is one I can
All
get
right,
behind.
boys, let's light it up.
As James Molyneux right there, getting excited for the race. Let me turn off the radio, just so.
No, us broadcasters have never forgotten to turn chat off before
No,
a
right?
race.
Let's do that. We don't want to hear any
Thank you,
call
James,
for
for not being
luge.
too, inappropriate.
Oh, no, that's fine. Alright. Oh, good to go. Sweet. So,
All that
Smith.
serpentine weaving by trying to get a little heat in the tires.
Yep, absolutely. As some people think that it doesn't do anything. Some people makes a big difference. I'm one of those firm believers that it makes a big difference. Any little bit of heat, little bit of performance helps, especially in these opening few corners.
I'm more of a little bit of brake drag and some acceleration and, not brake checking, but
Oh yeah, of course.
yeah. A lot of it, if you can get that tire temp from the 90 degrees Fahrenheit they come out at to, just 110 or 115, they'll come in a lot quicker and a lot better.
Yep, absolutely. So
That's
we'll see if any fun stuff happens in the beginning of this pack. We'll try and get some pictures of the end of the pack if there's a big one on these opening few corners. See if we can get that here for you guys.
Yeah, that's a big field.
Yes. Yeah, a 28 car field is nothing to scoff at Le Mans. So especially coming in here at the final chicanes, pretty narrow off. Some of these drivers might be single file at the start here. Looks like Dustin might have to catch up a little bit as we go green flag racing. Looks like everyone getting through the final chicane all right so far. And drag race to the front stretch. Mason Smith going to have a little bit of advantage on this right-hander, but it's going to quickly go into a left-hander, giving Dustin the advantage coming into this little chicane. But he's going to brake a little bit early. That's going to leave, someone going really out there. I think that's Javi Sierra missing his braking point. David Tilford I saw back there getting a little bit tangled up. Some more cars really losing it in that front little section. It's always had some crazy, crazy stuff happen um, in all these starts that I've seen. So unfortunate drivers right there getting collected up. We'll get a replay for you guys there in a little bit.
Dave Tilford, Alex Jaspers, and Josh Anderson taking the brunt of that one, all down 12 to 22 places respectively. That's not the way you want to start this one, but luckily there can be some drafting and the chances to come back.
Yeah, but the drafting could also hurt them too. You know, you need a drafting partner to catch up, make up some
This
ground.
is very, very true.
So if he doesn't have a partner, he's gonna have to do some strategy calls to get back into this race. As we do have a lead change, Dustin Neerhoof taking that position after that little shenanigans up front, but in the back looking like we have some interesting battles going on.
It looks like Herbert Pineda and looking to get around, or Kelly getting around Herbert there.
We have Javi Sierra and I think it's Braden Carlson right in front of him. So they're doing a little bit of drafting down the Mulsanne Street.
That's one of the things I heard him talking about in chat earlier, trying to run the middle of the road to run the crown to gain a little excess speed by stalling the arrow.
Yep.
Which, depending on your setup, can work, or it can drag the belly. Just depends.
Yeah, it depends on our ride height and you know, width of your car and a bunch of different little things. As it looks like Nick Terrell got by Herbert Pineda down that stretch right there. Kind of rare that McLaren can beat a Mercedes down these long straights after this update. So we'll see if Herbert.
The
can
McLaren
get it
drafts well too.
The McLaren does
towards the
yeah.
top end. It's good. The Merc has the raw, just brute strength, but I mean, I think every BOP for the Merc has been minus 2.5, 2.75% in power.
Yeah, and I think it might be catching up right now. It looks like Nick Terrell was giving James Molyneux a little bit of draft right there, but nothing quite doing it right there. Brady Carlson looking up the inside of him. Ooh, and we have a big crash going into a couple cars going into that right-hander. I think one of them was Jesse Francisco leaving the track right there, and another one, is that Fozzie Fazzillo back there maybe?
According to SDK, it's those two. Oh,
ooh,
yeah.
Man. A little bit of contact right there. We can rewind this one a little bit. Yeah, it looks like BMW just cutting the nose off of that Astin just a little bit. Some tough break right there. Michael Schwartz leading that little pack right there in the Ferrari, but I would say our biggest pack right here, Herbert Pineda leading, Nick Terrell leading this pack of all of these cars behind.
It looks like Austin Diltz is all over the gearbox of Javi there. Playing peekaboo in that rearview mirror, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lap one, that's not what you want to see in your rear view, is somebody playing peekaboo.
Nope, absolutely not. It's a little bit of cockpit action with Javi Sierra. See if he can make a move here in these opening few corners on this lap.
Take it to the inside of braking. It's not.
He's just gonna keep it clean, keep it tidy. Maybe try and make a move later on in the track. Maybe down the Mulsanne we'll see a move happen.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks where you can pass, but it generally pays off to use your brain and plan said pass maybe a lap in advance to make sure. Because if you pass them into the first chicane, you're the sitting duck for the second or for the third straight.
Absolutely. And maybe we'll be able to see some of these drivers that might be able to, or might be racing this weekend, so they're going to try and use this as a practice session, you know, to see where they can pass, what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, definitely McLaren heavy. You see a few Mercs, and even see one Corvette here.
You know, I do see one. Xavier Bays is in the Corvette, but I'd say that's it. No Lamborghini, no Audi tonight. There's one BMW and one Ford.
The and no Porsches.
One Porsche, Derek
No,
Booker.
wait.
Oh yeah, he was
Okay,
in the pits
Booker.
though. I think he's
Okay.
in the pits currently.
Alex Jasper's getting past Xavier there. Here's Dave Tilford's making his move, coming back up through.
Yep, absolutely.
Up to a top 20.
That's looking good. I have to wonder with Mason Smith riding behind Dustin, how much of it is just for fuel saving purposes. We know he really likes to go long and
Yeah.
make his stints extra, so I think
That
this was planned for him.
I've raced with Mason for quite a while now. He is one of those drivers that is capable of, doing these races and being the crew chief, the tire engineer, the fuel manager, all while setting purple laptops. So,
Yeah, absolutely. It's
well,
it's
when
pretty
it comes to
incredible.
what runs through that man's mind during a race, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's generally a plan.
And up here, we just have to trust that there is a plan and just watch it play out to the end. As we see Brady Carlson looking on the inside of Austin Diltz, but nothing quite there. So Austin Diltz is going to cover that off nicely, and I think he's going to seal that position.
Looking so far, looks like the biggest gain out of anybody is Michael Schwartz.
Yep,
He's
absolutely.
got a little bit of a gap.
Whoa! As Benny Hoagland was the one right there sliding out a little bit into the gravel. Coming back on track, no problems, but he's going to have some work to do to get back up. As James Molyneux made an amazing move right there on the inside of Dawson.
James now back on track, starting to run after that earlier incident.
Absolutely. And apologies if it sounds like one of these cars is revving to the moon. I think iRacing has developed a little bit of a sound bug, where every time we're down a long straight, these McLarens just sound like they're revving to the moon.
Trying to see the fastest lap that time out of Mason at 3:53.3.
Just the 10
So
faster of Dustin.
a little slower than qualifying, so I've got a feeling someone's kind of managing some race pace as
Yeah,
well.
you have to wonder about that, but I think that's exactly what's going on. We have Nathan Nickerson right on the back of Brady Carlson, looking on the inside right there, but I think he's going to try and play it smart and wait until the Mulsanne to make a move.
Yeah, definitely that. Yeah, Mason just kind of keeping that gap at about 2 to 4 tenths, depending on whether they're at the end of the straightaway or he's giving them some room in the braking zone.
Yep, absolutely. Nathan Nickerson doing some side drafting right there. I've always heard that the Aston Martin has been a little draggy down these long stretches, so I wonder if he's also just trying to keep a draft just to stay with them as well, or if iRacing updated that a little bit. Not 100% sure, but that's just what I've heard from these drivers.
Showing the fastest top speed I'm seeing out of anyone here is Nathan Nickerson in the Merc with 183 miles an hour.
It's moving pretty good there, John.
Yeah. I remember, I think it was season 6 when we ran here. I came up on Abby after drafting somebody, and he was doing like 168 in the Porsche, and the Merc was doing 177, and it was just
Gosh.
like he was sitting still. I was like, sorry, you're a mobile chicane at the moment. I think it scared him so bad he wrecked. Yeah, no, that's what it was. I split him and Dane Simpson and scared Abby.
Man. As Ethan Reed getting a little tangled up with Brady Carlson right there. Brady left him the little bit of room on the inside, but Just a little bit of wheel tap, nothing too much right there, but looks like that Ferrari just doesn't have as much straight line speed as Brady maybe have wanted.
Listening to some of the drivers' chat here, sounds like maybe Nick and Herbert are trying to team up to get back up with Kelly Pointer there.
Okay, up there, and they make up about 3 seconds right there, so they have a little bit of work to do, but as long as Herbert is able to push him along, it's definitely doable.
Kelly kind of in no man's land there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not close enough to get the draft, but you also don't want to slow down to try to let the guys behind you catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really fine line that these drivers are having to figure out.
So it'll be interesting. See, the Merc I know can be, or not the, sorry, not the Merc. Oh, is that
Just caught
Molyneux?
on. Yeah, that was Molyneux. Dawson getting a little overzealous, and I think, let's see if there is any obvious blame right here. Yeah, maybe Dawson sticking his nose where he can't quite hold up. So James Molyneux having some more bad luck here at Le Mans.
Looks like James came through that with no body damage, which is always, somewhere like here, very, very important.
Yeah, any sort of drag, any sort of little perforations will slow these cars down a lot. And, that could be your race right there.
I'll say, I know historically the McLaren has been very good at saving fuel, so it'll be curious to see with all the full throttle times here, who's going to be the first person to pit and what they're in.
Yep, absolutely. We'll see if we can find some trends here.
I know the Ferrari can be fuel thirsty as well, and so can the Merc.
Yeah, absolutely.
The price you pay for that wonderful V8 soundtrack in the Merc.
Now, if that's all I had to pay for, then so be it. That's okay with me. Looks like Mason Smith and Dustin going side by side into the first chicane right there, but Dustin's going to have the advantage going into it, so maybe Mason is tired of seeing a bumper right now, or maybe he's just using some momentum.
Yeah, he could be trying to swap up which set of tires he's leaning on. Whether he's trying to make up his time on entry or exit.
Yep, absolutely. As we had quite a few passes made right there going into the first chicane of the Mulsanne. I think that was Ethan Reed on Braden Carlson and Dane Simpson on Michael Schwartz. Or I'm sorry, that would have been Josh Betts on Dane Simpson.
Yeah, I think Josh and Dane have traded places a couple times here.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember very well last season we were running here. I was running behind Dane and wanting to use him as a draft, and then I ended up using it as a break, and felt pretty awful about that one. So.
No. Yeah, I remembered that admin review.
Yeah, that was not my proudest moment.
It would not be the first time I've sent Dane into the Shadow Realm either over our years.
Yep, as Dane reclaims that position around the outside very nicely right there, and not used as a brake, so very, very well done. And Brady Carlson looking on the inside, this corner coming up. There's one more left-hand kink before the braking zone, so let's see if Brady can stick it around the outside. Which is looking like it's pretty good. Brady Carlson. Very, very well done. These two battles going hand in hand right now, but Dane Simpson able to hold off Josh Betts. So very nice from him. Check in with your leaders. You know, 2/10, 3/10. If he's holding that pretty consistently, then you have to wonder if Mason has a little bit more pace in the bag. He just
it's one of those. I have noticed anytime that you see two drivers and they're maintaining that gap that never wanders more than a couple of tenths, it's either A, the person in the rear has a lot more pace and trusts the guy in front of them, or B, you've got two drivers driving absolutely at the limit and they're both really good.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that. As Brady's continuing to have a pretty good battle with Ethan Reed right there. As looks like Nathan Nickerson in the Merc is the first one in the pits from John. So
Yeah.
something to keep an eye on. Looks like
Morgan
two Mercs
Smith coming in
pits.
a
Yep.
Merc.
So Mercs are looking pretty thirsty.
Pineda still out in the Merc, so it can be made to go a little further.
Astin going into the pits right there. That would be Dawson Guzik.
And Dawson has been running. Yeah, he's had some draft, so it could be, yeah.
Absolutely.
But-
Looks like Brady Carlson in the Ferrari able to go another lap as well as Michael Schwartz. So it's like
Yeah. And, this might also be some of these guys wanting just to get a break and get away from getting away
absolutely.
from the pack. And, if they know they're going to have a short a splash and dash, go ahead and take it early.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. As fortunately we missed it talking about those pit stops, but Mason Smith getting right by Dustin. I'm assuming at the exit of this first chicane, just like Ethan Reed got by Brady Carlson.
Those two have opened up a gap on Kelly of and just about 7.5 seconds. So
It's pretty good, and Kelly's pulling on Nick Terrell behind to 3.7, and Nick Terrell's pulling on Herbert. So it looks like that partnership didn't quite work out.
yeah, it looks like Austin here. He got an extra lap in the Astin, and he really hasn't had a dancing partner for the draft. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really curious how it's going to shake out after the second round of pit stops come in. See what the gaps look like, and see who wins out and who loses out.
yeah, I mean, because if some of these guys are pitting at 15 minutes, that's it's awfully close to that is three. That's going to be 3 pit stops.
Yeah, that was one I was curious about, and if Nathan can't really fuel save as well as Morgan Smith, if they can't really manage their fuel saving with those cars, I know they can as drivers, but there's only so much they can do, then yeah, they might have to deal with that 3-stop.
And if you've got Dustin, if he realizes what Mason's been doing just to make sure that Mason can make it on fuel, is he letting Mason get ahead to try to force a fuel strategy? I mean, at some point, the mind games can be really fun.
Yes, absolutely. It looks like we have 2 McLarens going at it, James Monod and William Burrell. James Monod going to have a little bit of a speed advantage as well as the inside advantage on these corners right here. And yep, looks like he gets it right on through, William Burrell lifting for him.
So Nathan was... What was that? So your pit lane time is about 55 seconds on average, it looks like.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like. Whoa! Looks like Dustin getting in the back of Mason going to the pits right there. He is really eager to keep that gap, only 26 feet between the two.
Let's see, can anybody extend one extra lap? Nope, there's the Ferrari in, so there covers all your manufacturers. I don't think anybody's going to have some kind of unless
maybe Aaron Reed in the BMW can pull some magic, but
he's been fighting the whole time. He hadn't really had a drafting partner.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to try to extend this one entire thing, somebody like Schwartz maybe? No. Wonder if he's any relation to John Schwartz that ran with us a little while back.
I was thinking about that too. I saw them or saw Michael in here a little bit earlier. I know he's friends with Ricky Renner. Um, I know Ricky got him back into it, so I don't think there's any relation right there. But
Let's see. So let's see what the gap to Nathan Nickerson is as these guys come out of the pits.
Nathan making up some positions right there. Looks like just getting behind Ethan
Jump
Reed.
Ethan, Austin. That's going to put him not
seconds.
too far off Pineda there. Or Dilts, yeah.
Austin Dilts right there. He's about 4 seconds behind Austin, 4.5 seconds.
Dane into the pits this time. Or sorry, not Dane. Dave Tilford. So recovering up to, looks like, let's see.
It looks like Dustin's going to try and kiss that little accident that he caused earlier in the pits. Push Mason along right there, so I think there's going to be some fuel saving from Dustin this time around too. But that I think it was that full top 13 cars, I think it was, staying out on that extra lap.
So the real question will be when we get down to the next pit stop. How close was Mason or was Dustin? How close were they to being able to squeak one more lap?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you could, just because your pit lane time, you could be 40 seconds a lap slow.
Yeah.
And not have to make that last pit stop. And it's going to be real hard to catch you. And,
Yep. Because, they
you lose 40 seconds of lap time, you can shut the motor down and coast down the entire section of the straight. You can gain a third of that lap if you wanted.
Yeah, and that might be a strategy that some of these drivers have to do. I think they pit right on that 21 minute mark. So
yeah, they're on the line.
It's going to be really close.
Yeah, but you could be a quarter of a gallon for making it, or you could be a gallon and a half for making it.
And it also depends on what
Let
body
us see
does.
their fuel data. Come on.
Oh man, the fuel data would be nice to have. Or something that
get
Lamont
the gap any closer and be behind them. 0.06.
Yeah, that is a bumper's time right there. But something that Lamont Ultimate does pretty well that I wish iRacing does is they have a race trim and then like a pace car trim where it really cuts off the amount of fuel that these cars use. So if iRacing could bring that to these cars, that would be really cool.
Have they disabled all the maps that they used to have?
I think in the GT3 cars they do, because you have your throttle map, but they don't have engine maps.
Because they used to have engine maps, because I remember Kevin Foster and Paul Butler once upon a time in GT. Foster managed to make a setup and went an entire hour on one tank of fuel.
Oof.
Or off a half a tank of fuel. Now, he was multiple seconds a lap slower. Carl had to pit twice in that time.
That sounds like something that Nick Terrell would do.
It was running the old Ferrari in like engine mode 3 and throttle map this, and he was lifting and coasting, but he had figured it out. And he could be 2 seconds a lap slower and not pit. Butler didn't make it work out, but I remember the race got to the end and Carl goes, "What do you mean he didn't pit?"
And that's the kind of stuff that I'd like to see in here, really bring out that strategy game. Racing isn't just what you could do on track, it's what you could do in your mind, and in real life you have a whole team behind you thinking about all that stuff. So that really throws up how these races can go, and in my opinion makes it really exciting at the end of these races.
Now you back here in the field. Yep, you got on it. The combo of Dave and Javi there. If they work together, the two of them could push their way through a good bit and make up some lost ground, definitely.
Yep, absolutely. Dave Tilford only 1.8 behind William Burrell, so there is definitely some time to be made up right there. Javi going into the pits. SDK is telling me he only has 2 off tracks, so
it's not for that.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Now Dustin, I'm showing with 7, but again, you cannot trust SDK's off track.
Not really going
There
off of
was
that.
one where I think it was James Pierce had like 78, according to that. And you get to the interviews, I was like, "So how'd you not serve a drive-through with 78?" He goes, "I had 0."
Gotta love it.
I'm not seeing.
See, I'm wondering
Um,
if Javi is getting a splash and dash out of the way because he knows he's gonna have to pit again. So he's just
it's,
getting it out of the way now.
but I'm not. I didn't get a black.
Yeah, I saw him.
Um,
He stopped in the pits right there. You saw him just leave.
so, like currently, I'm seeing a yellow flag for William, which I believe is a slowdown that he needs
Correct.
to slow.
Unless
We
he
just got what
lasted too
2
long.
weeks ago.
'Cause some of
Yeah,
these
they're right
drivers.
there.
Oh, yep, there he
He's
is.
coming out slow, and he's got it cleared.
Yep.
So good job, William, there trying to do it and be able to retain the draft on Dave. But
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I know. In chat, William goes, "I had to slow down." He goes, and Dave goes, "I know." So I'm guessing that was a egregious off
Yeah, that
track.
might have been something he just couldn't quite avoid.
Dave playing the role of George Russell for race control
No,
while
absolutely.
driving.
Yeah, it's crazy that some of those drivers have the mental capacity to just, think about all that stuff. I've seen Max Verstappen do it, Fernando Alonso managing their races and other people's races too at the same time. It's pretty crazy how they can do that.
Yeah, it's. Trying to look through the field here. You got the battle you're following there with Mason and Dustin, Braden and Dane, and Dawson and Benny there. We're not even halfway in, and the gaps have formed after the first round of pit stops.
Yeah, absolutely. 11 seconds
Oh,
here, 7 seconds almost everywhere.
I'm guessing a mistake out of Dustin there. There's a
Yeah,
second gap
he
now.
dropped back a little bit. So you can't let Mason get away with mistakes like that. He's
Unless
gonna wait up for
Dustin's
you.
just trying to save fuel here and there.
Possibly. He was 3/10
Like I
on
said,
him.
you get guys with 4K ratings. They do things that don't normally make sense because to get there, you have to know the ins and out of the simulator. Like
Absolutely.
all the little things. It's Braden Carlson into the pits now.
Interesting.
So
I know.
he is creeping in under a very slow pace speed.
Ooh, man. Wonder.
If somebody got a. No, he didn't have a black.
Enter the pits. I'm not seeing any off
That's,
tracks or crashes from Brady.
I'm thinking this is just a splash and dash. Let's check because
So,
Javi's. Speaking of which, Javi's pit time 15 seconds.
which is pretty much the same time as some of these other pit stops right there. So,
Yeah, it's a little quicker. And Braden is taking a full 20 seconds. So I'm thinking he took 4 tires.
it's entirely possible. Yeah, it just took 20 seconds. So, we'll see if Brady can make it to the end right there, or at least really close. See if that strategy pays off for him. Looking in the Discord right now, I think he's got a couple people helping him
Oh,
out.
Tilford
Ooh,
having a little
Tilford.
bit of a there.
Yeah.
Can't park there, Tilford.
Oh,
Although I'll give him a 8 out of 10 for the return donut.
yep. And doing it in a safe manner.
Showing another one for Benny here.
Yep.
Oh, almost exactly the
Yeah, that was
same. Two
pretty
McLarens with
identical.
like, and then we have a accident here from Booker. Let's see what happened to him.
Which this reminds me
Not the
to,
same spot, but it looks like the same mistake.
yeah, I
And
think these cars getting a little rotated. The sun is going down, the track's cooling down a little bit, so have to wonder if that's playing with these drivers a little bit.
it's very, very possible.
That reminds me to peek back at the start, see what happened there with all these guys. So we saw Nathan jumping off right there. David, I think he may have gotten tapped by Josh Anderson right there. And
Josh losing the nose cone of that Merc. Who was in front of David? Was that Javi? That it looks like somebody just it didn't. The car didn't stop.
absolutely,
Yeah, that Merc
let's
there.
stop. I thought that was Nathan. No, that was not Nathan. Was that Javi? Yeah, it was. Yep.
Okay, yeah. What happened to Javi here?
I think he just,
Yeah, he touched the grass.
yeah.
He got on the
Oh
brakes.
no, the curb got him. It looked like a little bit of a car. Yeah, that's a weird one. Looks like the car just got away from him for some reason and then
I mean,
couldn't slow it
nice
down.
Tokyo Drift moment there, but
Yeah, made that work.
yeah, that could have been way, way worse.
Looks like some other cars. Oh, that would have been Dirk Booker right there. Getting right into the BMW just a little bit, and then easing out, still on the brakes. Yep,
Old tires.
cool tires.
As we
Yep.
go back, you can start seeing the headlights.
Yeah, even just in that little bit of a gap, the sun went down really quick, so
I will have to say, nice job on the timing, Carl. You got it perfect.
yep,
We get
this
the lights,
worked.
we get the fun. That's exactly what we want. So remember the times you set, Carl. That's what we need if you want to do a night race.
Yeah, I think between here and um, what was it, Indy last week, the timing for going dark was pretty good. These two are closest battle by far. I have to wonder if they're just trying to work together a little bit, but Dane Simpson almost 18 seconds behind Ethan Reed, so got a little bit of work. Oh, as I say that, Morgan Smith just dumped Dane Simpson right there. So, poor Dane just cannot catch a break here at Le Mans.
Don't think he'll be getting a sorry Canadian
Sorry.
style for that one.
Yep. That gave us the end of our final battle on track there, John.
Yeah, there's ever a second gap for everybody. Closest it looks like is Dilts to Pineda. Dilts slowly taking that gap back out of Herbert there. But you have to wonder, is someone like Herbert who maybe couldn't stick on the back of Nick, is he lifting and coasting to make it to the end?
Yeah, absolutely. That's another good question. It's
In
one of
25
those
minutes, I can give
races.
you an answer.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen with these kind of strategy races. It's like you have to trust the process. I can't tell you how many times we've seen races where everything's kind of boring for like 10, 15 minutes, and then at the end, everyone gets close together and it's back to racing. So,
Yeah, what I have to wonder is, though, now that there is this 4.5 second gap between Mason and Dustin, I wonder if Mason now knows that he can push harder and force an extra lap, possibly, to guarantee that Dustin can't undercut him on a fuel strat.
yeah, absolutely.
Like,
It's,
these are the mind games that get played up here in the 4K level.
yeah, these guys definitely have some ideas for what their strategy looks like. Something that we'll just have to wait and
I
see.
remember back when Parks and Dom ran with everybody, we started realizing that some of the guys, and Mason included, were taking 3 tires rather than 4.
Yep, I would
in
do
a
the
pit
same
stop
thing
because
a
that
couple
was free.
times.
Yeah. I remember the first time I was like, "What do you mean you're taking 3 tires?" It's like, I don't know if you've ever accidentally taken 3 tires at New Hampshire in an Xfinity car. It's a horrible, horrible idea. So I didn't even think that would be a thing in GT racing. Just take 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those strategies.
I know you don't
because
do fronts and rears. That's a horrible idea.
Yeah, fronts and rears you never do. I always stuck to lefts and rights. So usually, depending on the track rotation, is the deciding factor for what tires I take. But 3 tires for the first stop, you can take it if you know you'll probably
And
get
here
to
we
the
go.
end.
That is. Who were we on?
Nathan Nickerson jumping into the pits
Yep.
early again.
Pit. So we know these guys can make it 15 minutes. That's still too early.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nathan,
you're not
is
getting
for
24
sure
minutes. One more.
So I'm going to look at Morgan Smith also jumping into the pits. So the same 2 early runners into the pits, going in early again.
So your top 5 currently managed 5 laps for each fuel stop. Nickerson managed 4 the first time and 5 the second. Molyneux 5 and 4. And then Hobby did 2, 4, and 2 so far. So I'm wondering if Hobby maybe had some damage at some point.
Yeah,
It
possibly
should-
faster
sure it
pairs. Using that. I wonder if that's what happened with Braden Carlson as well, jumping into the pits early. That we saw.
Yeah, let's see if I click here. Can I? Sorry. I have SDK pulled up on my head, trying to look at some stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
But
Looking up right here, we got Nathan Nickerson behind Dane Simpson. Dane, unfortunately, going to have really bad performance down these straights because of that damaged front end.
yeah, Dane's got some damage there. I think he's trying to limp that one home
Yep, absolutely.
because he is a good 4 miles an hour off on top speed.
Oh, at least. Yeah, it's rough. I did a league race recently and had damage very similar to where Dane is right now at Silverstone, and man, it lost me the lead, and I was I was a little upset, but it made sense. There's nothing I could do about it. But that little bit of damage definitely causes a lot of performance loss.
That's one of those things. If now Dane can stay in the draft, he may be able to salvage it.
Yep, absolutely.
But I'm starting to see some more people getting close to each other again.
Yep.
Get Aaron Reed and Dave Tilford there. Nice little.
Austin Diltz and Ethan Reed, and then going at it. Or I'm sorry, Austin Diltz and Herbert Pineda.
Pineda and Diltz and Pineda.
And I was just hovering over it, but we got Yavi Sierra and Benny Hogan kind of right on each other. Looks like Benny has a little bit of front end damage, so that's probably what made it easy for Javi to get by in that Merc.
Oh, that's right. There we go.
Can hop into the cockpit view of Austin Diltz.
Mason into the pit. Ooh.
So Mason and Dustin. And Kelly.
Yeah.
So,
And Nick.
Yep.
And it's about to be Pineda.
Yep.
Oh. There's going to be your pit lane battle there. Pineda and Diltz. Who managed to save more fuel during the stint and is going to get out of the pit lane first.
Yep. And if Austin Diltz was able to save that much more fuel, especially behind a Merc, then he might have this position. So,
keep an eye on this here.
just taking out Nathan for now. And then as soon as I see those hours move.
Dustin over a second quicker in the pit time there. So Dustin definitely, the Astin is going to be more fuel hungry than the Merc there. Or not Merc, McLaren.
Yep. Yeah, I was
The
going to say
Maka.
the Merc and the Astin look really similar on pace. They are exiting the pits right where they started.
Pit box time for Herbert and Austin within a tenth. So to me, that's the same fuel burn.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Or yeah, it's got to be the same fuel burn because even though the tanks may be different size, that was always my problem with the Porsche was it carried more fuel.
Yes.
So your pit lane time. Yeah. Go figure. The Boxer 6 is. Oh.
Yeah, they're.
Looks like Austin's doing a little bump drafting there.
Yeah. That is quite something right there, but he's pushing Herbert down the line. Maybe they're looking at the time remaining, and they're like, yeah, I don't know if we can do this on this tank, so maybe they're going to work together a little bit more.
If anyone's going to pull a fuel strategy out, keep an eye on the mystery machine.
Oh, 100%. You cannot count that man out.
Yeah. How he manages to save fuel while still being quick.
Yeah, looks like Dane found his pace back, getting by Morgan Smith right there with a brand new bumper on that McLaren.
Yeah, maybe we should get Dane to shave the beard, see if that picks him up a couple tenths for weight reduction. Although it's probably the wrong time of year to be shaving in Canada.
Yeah, unless he
Too
plans
cold
on
up
taking
there.
some vacations down in Mexico or something like that for the holidays, but you never know.
I mean, down in Alabama, it was shorts and t-shirt weather today.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it was 40-something when I left the house, but
I mean, yeah,
we finished around 70.
It's kind of like starting to get into the jeans territory, at least where I'm at here, but go down to Phoenix and it's still bathing suits and bikinis down there.
Oh, it's been a while since I've been to Phoenix.
Yeah, it's some places that I try not to stick around too much.
Yeah, there's a place called the Old Home Plate down there that is a little on the sketchy side.
Yeah, we just went to Scottsdale to...
Money you can't afford to spend.
Okay, so there's a theory that I found down there. There's some cars, like you can get a 2012 AMG right off the auction floor for about 10 grand, but between like 10 and 15 grand, and like really, really nice AMG Mercs. So, if you get there, especially in October, they sell a little bit cheaper. Get there in the early days, so some of the cheaper cars are going through, and you can get yourself some pretty nice cars. And then, of course, you get the Ford GT, like a special edition GT for $600,000. So, you can dream on that one.
My thing is like that. That's a nice old C10, but it's not 80 grand.
Oh, no, those C10s, they go for like 150 grand there. Like, I don't know what it is with C10s nowadays, but they are the new hot commodity.
Yeah, I told my wife when I finished mine and it gets painted, it's going in the garage and her nice XC90 is going outside. She goes, well, my car's newer. I'm like, don't care. The truck will be worth more. And it'll be worth more every day we continue going.
Absolutely. And the less miles, too, that you put on it, then...
Yeah, that's not me, though. A hard car Shelby's rule of, I build them to be driven, to drive them.
Good man.
Yeah.
So,
no, Dane! Woo!
Oh, no!
Oh.
Had it for a second, but I think
Oh,
man, I was going to
bumper.
say... Yep, no brake lights there.
He's missing a rear bumper.
Yep, absolutely.
That is one thing I wish iRacing would work on. Would be like they tell you have aero damage It's like, just tell me I'm missing the diffuser or I'm missing the bumper. That way, when I go into the next corner, I know there's no rear downforce.
Yep. You'll end up like Jimmy Broadbent, you know. I mean, granted, that one was a little bit of a harder hit, you know, during his Petit Le Mans, but that was still a...
Whoa!
Hold it. Hold on to her.
That's going to be a flag for unsafe pit entry, I believe.
Yeah, that's gonna be one where you might want to park it afterwards.
Well, he may not have been technically at the entry. He may get away with it.
Into that first chicane, so pretty common spot, and I'm noticing that if you make that move right there, you know, it seems like you have better exit speed, so you can maintain that position at least in
person here looking to make a possible move.
As long as I can get the cameraman to pan in early enough with the Nicholson on the edge of a track limits right there.
Yeah, the Merc does not seem to be so happy about bouncing over those curbs as the McLaren.
So, you know, I drove the Merc for Petit 24 when we ran it, and let me tell you, going over these curbs, it's a good car, but those curbs ate that car up. Like it bullied them around. So
it's not as bad as the Porsche.
Yeah,
the Porsche at some point randomly when you go over that, what is it, turn 5 curb is going to be like, bye-bye. And it's a 50-50 whether you're hitting the outside wall or the inside wall.
Yep, absolutely. As looks like William Burrell looking on the inside, but nothing quite doing. Morgan Smith going to keep it around the outside, maintain that position, but I don't think that's going to be the end of William Burrell's assault before the end of this race. A little less than 15 minutes here to go. You know, any more predictions for the final pit stops, final order? See if we're going to see any position changes.
I'm trying to see if I can get iOverlay to tell me how many laps it's expecting here.
Let's see.
So, no, it does not have a prediction yet. I'm going to have to let it run for a minute.
I think we're going to see about 4 more laps left. This is going to be my my monkey prediction of the night. Ooh, William Burrell getting a little loose right there, so that's going to hurt his chances to get back on with Morgan Smith right there, losing about 5 seconds for that spin.
Yeah, if we get 16 laps, everybody's got to pit one more time. I don't think they can stretch to 16.
I would highly doubt it. I think, if I remember correctly, the GT3 only does, what, 5 laps on a tank? See, we're on lap 13. I think it is about 5 laps.
Yeah, Mason pitted on 5 and 10.
Yep.
So. See, all those nice close gaps we just had half a lap ago had worked their way back out there over a second.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little tough right there. Dustin back to 3.9, so he's gained a little bit, but you know, 4 seconds, it's not what he really needs to see. So look like Morgan Smith actually knowing he's going to need a pit again, so he's coming in early. Going to see if he can do an undercut here. So we'll see if that pays off for him. A little curious if he wants to take a tire, but you know, if it's a splash and dash, that would be an interesting move. So
Hobby Sierra pitting on lap 12. He should be able to go to the end.
Yeah.
So if we assume that 40-second last dash of a pit, that could put him up to a top 10 maybe.
Yeah,
so that'll be interesting.
A bump from where he's been. So
the contra fuel strategy of a few quick stops maybe.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I just realized my... it's not liking that.
I was gonna say, you're a little chopped up over there.
Yeah, I think trying to run to
Herbert Pineda,
effectively. Okay. So running SDK and Decals is a bad idea. Or no? Is it?
oh, nope, it's coming
There we
back.
go.
There we are.
Looking through current closest battle is still I got Tilford catching up to the backup rail.
Yep,
So
Herbert.
Tilford, after being dead last there at the start, has managed to claw his way back up to 13th now.
Yep, we got Josh Anderson getting close to Dawson Guzik right there. I think Dawson just went into the pit, so he's gonna be a little bit slower.
Yeah, it looks like Dawson pulling over to let him go.
Yeah.
Oh, Dawson has a black flag.
Ah, yeah, look at that. So, a little slow down. He's going to try and serve. Of course, it's a really, really tough spot to get a black flag. See him slowing down.
I'm also showing Dawson having an 11 off track, so I wonder if he may actually have a drive-through headed his way.
Or a pit infraction as well. So, all
That
stuff
too.
to look at. So David Tilford about half a second behind William Burrell. William Burrell dropping a little bit of time. Maybe that was when Morgan Smith pit, so he's 16 seconds behind James Molyneux, but Dave Tilford going a little bit quicker. Dave going about, I'm going to say 8 seconds faster than William Burrell last lap, so he's in a little bit of a tear.
Yeah, there's just looking through here, you got
Looks like Mason Smith continuing out for some more laps. I think he's got this lap, and then I think he's going to pit next lap, right? Or the end of this lap.
you should. That's what we would expect, unless they've been. I mean, last lap a 354 out of Mason, so yeah, that's a second or two off pace. As he saved just enough to make it. Yeah, because we'll see, this will be 15. By the time they finish this lap, it'll be about 5 minutes to go.
Dave Tilford going on the inside of William Burrell right there. William going to have the inside right here. He's going to cut ahead. He's going to have the better exit right here, but Dave Tilford is definitely making his presence known.
Yeah, they're riding the line on where it's gonna, either throw the white flag or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're pretty much up to Barney right now. He is going to be the deciding factor for a lot of people's races here tonight. He will make or break it, and I don't know when the white flag shows up for these racers, how close they are, so they might be past the pit entry before they see the white flag. Let's bring
Dustin closing that gap in on Mason, now under 2 seconds. So I wonder if Mason is trying to, maybe with a slower last lap, trying to trigger, like in this race now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I've seen some 24-hour events in that way, where the leader may have a half a lap advantage on somebody and just drives extra slow that last lap before. But hey, that's the thing. If you're out front, you get to control the pace. We're at it's going to be right at 4 minutes to go when they cross the line, so it's anyone's guess here. You gotta let's see if I can find Barney. I'm not seeing a white flag waving.
Oh boy. So
that means
yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking. They're going to be right on the edge of lap 16 or even lap 17.
Yep. Yeah, Mason's last lap 3:55. He tried to extend it by another second. So once they get a little further through this lap, I may have to. Okay, so that's Astin and Nickerson into the pits here.
Yeah, looking at. I was just about to say, I was looking at the live chat here. Ricky Renner was wanting to hop into the booth. So, Ricky, if you hop back into the waiting room, I will pull you in for a little bit of some action here toward the end of this race.
Yeah, see. Pull me in, coach.
Yeah. Oh, Ricky, it's Jack and John in the booth. Sorry if we ignored you for a little bit.
Yeah, it's all good, fellas. How's it going?
Oh, doing pretty good. How are you doing tonight?
I've been doing alright. I've been trying to save everyone. We've heard 3 Johns all night, though.
Yeah, you know, I've been listening to that, and I cannot for the life of me figure out why John is a robot tonight.
It's awesome, though.
Huh? I'm a robot. What?
Yeah, it sounds like you're talking into a tin can and you're echoing real bad.
That's weird.
That's weird.
It sounds like I am also, so I think it's something on your end.
I think so. So, I know it's not really going to matter.
Jack's good, though. He's fun.
Let's see.
But we got a good race going on.
Maybe it was this. Alright, I think I got you guys covered right now. Alright. Yeah, sorry about that. OBS likes to turn on stuff for no obvious reason, so hopefully that
I'm just curious.
takes care of it.
Do you guys think Mason has saved enough fuel for one more lap?
That's the whole name of the game that we're trying to figure out right now.
Dustin's pits have been slightly quicker, which means he's taking a little less fuel. It's Mason, though. You've raced against him, Ricky.
I know. I know.
You know.
I know.
If you ever ask me if Mason or Nick Terrell has extra fuel in their fuel lines, I would say yes.
That's true. I mean, Nick's sitting 4th right now. I wouldn't be surprised, like, if he makes it one more lap and everybody has to pit.
Well, his last lap at 3:56, he's back to the pace off, so he could definitely be saving.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think at this point of the race, like, if you're back in the pace off, that's because you think that you can make it one more lap. If you knew that you were gonna have to pit, you would just hammer down and get to the pits and get it out of the way. But if you're dropping your pace off, that's because you think like you can make it one more lap if you need to.
Yeah, because you never know when the guy in front of you accidentally spins coming through the last chicane and almost hands a win to Kelly Pointer.
I was about to take a look. Looks like
Ricky no clue
Mason
who may have
is
ever
hopping
done
into the
that.
pits.
I've never seen anything like that happen.
Mason and Dustin, so they are gonna take that splash and dash.
And there's pretty much no gap between them.
Oh, look at this. Who was that? Oh, maybe that was a lap car. There was a Mustang that was. Keep going.
Nick Terrell is staying out.
Staying out. All right, we got a race tonight.
Hold on. Does he get the? Barney has the white flag in his hand. Oh no! Come on, Nick.
No, Nick. Oh, that was it. And there they go, right there.
There's the caster
Dustin
curse.
actually got Mason right there, but yeah, the commentator's curse right there just got Nick Terrell. Man, that's...
So No, because Mason and Dustin cleared the finish line before time ran out. They got a whole nother lap after they get back around.
Yeah.
Well, this should be the white flag
I
lap.
think that, yeah, they're on the white flag
No.
lap right
Regardless,
now.
so this will be the white flag.
That's what I'm saying. Barney, he's not waving it. It'll
He's
be when they
not?
come around. Yeah, so they have to finish this
Oh,
lap,
man.
and then they have one more after this.
So hopefully
That's
they.
why
that'd
Mason
be-
and Dustin came in.
So Dustin was a
bet
second
you-
faster on the fuel stop, so either he saved more fuel or he took less fuel.
And I bet you Nick thought, as he came around, he was going to get the white.
I know Barney's not waving the white flag like on the screen, but it has to be white flag because it's usually as close to 1 hour as you can get. And they crossed the finish line with like 3 minutes and 56 seconds left, which is just over the time for one
It's-
average lap.
It's right
So-
at that point.
Yeah,
I guarantee.
that was what I was thinking about. It's going to be really close at the end here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think on the previous lap, if they had been about 4 seconds slower, they would have got the white flag the previous lap, and this lap would have been the checkered. But
Yeah.
I think they all had to pit for just one splash and test for one lap. This should be the checkered flag lap.
I guess.
Curious to see where Nickerson ends up, though. He had a rough one and was just hammered down the first stint, and was only like 4 laps on the first stint before he was out of fuel. So
But
he's
also
been stretching
Nick,
it, trying to get through.
Oh, you're talking about. Wait, talking about
Nathan.
Terrell or?
No,
Oh,
Nathan.
Nathan. Yeah. Because Nathan pitted on lap 14, so he's got enough fuel
Yeah.
to finish.
But his first pit, he had to pit at the end of lap 4 because he was already out of gas.
Yeah. Well, the Burke's thirsty.
Yeah. He's got a lead foot if I've ever seen one.
Well, he's gained 6 spots here tonight in 8th, looking like he might be trying to make a move on Ethan as well.
We'll see if Mason can pull ahead of Dustin, because if this is the white flag lap, they don't have much time to really mess around. Mason needs to get by right here.
I'm still seeing the white flag in Barney's hand.
And there goes Nathan right there. Lost it a little bit on that. I think that's the right hand or left hander right there.
Got a little excited.
It's kind of crazy here, an hour into a race, and some of these gaps we have here. All right, let's see. The gap
Michael
from
Schwartz to
Dustin
Nickerson.
to
Mason's pushing it. He just drags the wall.
Yeah, he's on the limit in these Porsche curves.
It's dark out. You can see the sparks when he touches it.
Yep.
Check out our-
so
oh,
let's see if this is going to be Dustin pulling into your lead right here, coming into the
Okay.
final chicane.
Barney now has a checkered flag in his
Barney
hand.
is checkered flag. So Dustin Neerhoof is going to win this race tonight. Mason coming in second. Man, close racing right there. Mason just not able to pull it off. So Dustin, after a 4-second gap forming between the two, overcame that, beat him out in the pits, and then got him on track. So well done from Dustin right there. And then there's Nick Terrell right there, pushing a little far back. I think even if he did get that lead off the pit stop, it wouldn't have lasted very long because there was 15 seconds between him and Mason. So
Let's see here.
looking back a little bit more, not really too many battles to pick up on at the moment.
I'm trying to see if anybody's like running out of fuel.
Right here.
But hey,
Herbert.
that got Nick. The fuel strat got Nick third. So.
It did. It moved him up some spots. And Nathan Nickerson able to finish that out. And 6 positions higher than where he started. Michael Schwartz, I think your biggest gainer right now, 18 positions. And he's about to finish up this race with a very successful run.
I think that that's a last top 10 challenge right there.
something
Yeah, he
like
got
that.
no laps in qualifying. He got an off track every lap, and I think he had about 12 slowdown penalties this race. So if you had heard him during the race, you would not have expected him to finish there. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, he did a great job getting there. So congratulations to him. We'll pull all those guys into the booth and get
I
some
definitely
interviews
guarantee you
going.
there were quite a few choice words said from quite a few drivers here tonight over
Oh man,
stupid mistakes.
I can only imagine.
Either way, I just want to say good race for Dustin there, because he's had some tough luck so far. So it's good to see him keep one together, you know, through no fault of his own before, but to get the win there. And Mason just always finds a way to have a battle with somebody on the track. So that was an entertaining race. And thanks to you guys for letting me hang out with you for a little bit.
Yeah, sorry we didn't see you there early on.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, it's nice to
I'm
have you
sitting in
in.
my hotel room in my home away from home and thought I would just come hang out. Can't be on the track, so I thought maybe we'd hang out in the booth for a little bit.
Absolutely, can't be mad about that. So
We're
yeah,
just
thanks
ready
for
to get
hopping in.
back on track with them. Yeah, no problem. Have a good one, guys.
Yep, you too, man. Herbert. And I think James was your top finisher. Yes, it was. At... All right, so we got that taken care of right now. Let's see. Still waiting for everyone to finish up their runs.
A little
So
bit
we
of a
can.
battle coming to the line between Josh Anderson, Dawson, and John Crane, possibly.
Yep,
They're
getting
all within about 2 seconds.
a little racy right there, Josh Anderson.
I guess going through those curves, they had him looking a lot closer.
That was another car. I think that was Xavier Bays right there, just trying to
Okay.
get it right up in there. So good on him, and yep, there we go. So Alex Jaspers, I think, is going to be your final finisher here tonight. Let's pull him right on through. So well done. It
There
is
was that
it is
red
an
line thing you were
accomplishment.
talking about.
Yep, absolutely. It's really strange. But yeah, let's pull up your results here tonight. So Dustin Nierhoff taking your winning spot here tonight with Mason Smith second place and Nick Terrell rounding out your podium positions. We have Kelly Ponier in fourth, Austin Diltz in fifth, sixth place Herbert Pineda, seventh Ethan Reed, eighth place Nathan Nickerson, ninth place Michael Schwartz, 10th place Josh Betts. And in 11th, James Molyneux, 12th place Javi Sierra, 13th Dave Tilford, 14th Morgan Smith, 15th William Burrell, 16th Aaron Reed, 17th Benny Hogan, 18th John Crane, 19th Dawson Guzik, 20th Josh Anderson. And in 21st we have Alex Jaspers, 22nd Zane Bierman, 23rd Fozzie Fazillo, 24th Xavier Bays, 25th Dane Simpson, 26th Braden Carlson, 27th Jesse Francisco, and 28th Derek Booker. So very well done from these guys here tonight. As, let's get some interviews going here. Let you pick up who you want and go from there.
Bronze. Hold on, let me look at this here.
Let's
Oh, you silly thing.
skip away.
So it looks like James will be our bronze one here. Let's pull him in the booth. James, this is John and Jack in the booth. You got a copy.
Yo, what's up, fella?
How's it going, man?
I'm taking home the winning bronze tonight. So, 7th overall. Was that right?
11th overall.
No, 11th. Okay.
Yep,
Huh.
I was one more lap away from 10th.
That's the worst feeling.
Yeah,
fuel strap.
I ended up half a lap short on fuel, and I knew I couldn't fuel save that much. So I had to stop, and that killed it there at the end on the last lap. But he had to stop too. So, but seemed like everybody was stopping there on the last lap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a few drivers that needed to pull off for a little splash and dash. We saw Nick Terrell go for it, but he unfortunately spun it at the line right before he was going to pass the leaders. So it wasn't quite able to make it work, but it seemed like fueling was just a safer way to go at the end.
Yeah, I think I would have done better if, like on the first lap there, coming out of the second chicane, I just kind of drifted over in front of, I believe it was Javi, and just kind of clipped his front, and it sent me into the wall. Other than that, I think I would have done better.
It was
So
a nice
apologies.
qualifying, but
Yeah, apologies to Javi for that.
Yep, it's all good. It's racing. Things happen. It's Le Mans. It's such a crazy track. Seen a lot of little incidents here and there, especially in the beginning parts. But yeah, anything else in your race you want to shed us some light on?
No, you know what? It's Le Mans. Le Mans is one of my favorite tracks. When I just need to chill, Le Mans is where I go. So yeah, no, I love Le Mans.
Very nice, very nice. It is a very interesting track. There is a lot that can go on here, so very well done. Anyone give a shout out to or thanks tonight?
Oh, obviously, you guys for doing the broadcast. Thank you very much. And then, of course, my wife for putting up with all the time in the rig. And then, of course, my quiet race room guys. Dave Tilford, Aaron, Bill, all those guys. Josh and Alex.
Very nice, very nice. And of course, Team America. You can never
Yes. Oh my goodness.
count those guys out. Yeah, I got you covered.
Thank
Don't
you,
worry.
Jack. Can't believe I forgot Team America. Of course.
Yep, of course. But yeah, man, congratulations. That was a good race from you tonight. Definitely some good recovery right there, and able to take home bronze tonight. So congratulations.
Yeah, and some good practice for Saturday.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family tonight, and have a good night.
All right, guys, have a good night. You too.
Thank you.
that was James Molina, your bronze winner. Let's pull silver. Nope, not Dustin. Austin Dilts.
There you go.
Austin, this is Jack and John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, copy.
So, coming. I see you were one of the ones that stopped on lap 14. Were you expecting the last pit stop the entire time, or?
No, unlike a lot of these smart guys that do like mathematical equations and stuff, I was just kind of sending it until I didn't have enough fuel to make it around again. So, like Nick was, doing some crazy saving in front of me, and I know Herbert was trying to save, and I just thought I could catch Nick, but being Nick, he just kept me at bay right where I couldn't get that draft.
No, Nick playing mind games with people, that never happens.
Yeah, totally unlike him. Totally unlike him.
But no, I mean, a top 5, gained 6 spots over your qualifying position. So, I mean, definitely a good showing for you tonight.
Yeah, the Astin was good to me. It definitely got rowdy a couple times, but I was able to tame it enough. I know Herbert got that slowdown. He was unlucky. I don't know how what happened to him, because I know he was like 2 seconds from me going into the pits, and then he was like 12 at the end. So I kind of figured something might have went wrong.
You had about a second faster pit stop in the box. So,
Awesome. Maybe just less fuel.
And you were faster on and off pit road by about 2 seconds.
End it.
Hey, sometimes you have to.
You have to, man.
I know next week we're going to Monza. You looking forward to another historic track, or?
Oh, Monza will be fun. Hopefully some of these crazy fast dudes like Dustin, Mason, Kelly might be able to, it'd be nice if they all just got to do an incident turn 1, and then the rest of us could race it out.
Turn 1 Monza incident? No.
Never.
I'm tired of these guys just walking away from me on the relative. Just nothing you could do.
Well, I'll see you there next week. Monza is one of my favorites, so Which might give you some fun racing as well. Maybe I can take out those guys for you too. Just forget to break into turn one.
The
That'd be
broadcaster
awesome.
turned racer curse.
Yeah. Oh no, my brake pedal just stopped working. Oh well.
It happens, you know.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on bringing home the win in silver there tonight, Austin. And anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 144 machine before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, shout out to WBM, my teammates. Shout out to Dustin for the win. I know that him and Mason really had a pretty good battle. I was hearing about it on the Discord. Shout out to my dad for watching, and you guys for putting on a great broadcast.
We appreciate it, and hopefully we can catch you again on next week.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, that was our silver winner, Austin, and in gold we'll have Herbert Pineda here. Herbert, this is John and Jack in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing all right. Austin was telling us he made up a little bit of time there at the end. What happened from your end?
First of all, I thought he was gonna go 15 laps, not 16. So I was yelling at the fast guys. Why? Why are we going 16? Why are we going 16 laps instead of 15? So
Because Mason's
Unf-
fast.
yeah. Well, it didn't. He had to pit too.
Yep.
So Jesus, I'm looking at my overlay, and he's 32 seconds ahead, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm at the Porsche curve, so that means he's just about to cross the line. Oh, no white flag. So, thanks a lot, Mason. Appreciate you.
Did Nick stop? Did Nick not stopping the pit surprise you?
Well, yes. I mean, I, it's always a gamble if you want to take the extra lap, but I I just under fuel and all my stints and just praying that it was going to go 15 laps, and it just didn't. But hey, that's why I'm not a mathematician.
Austin said the same thing.
Right? We gotta cheat a little when it comes to overlays and fuel calculators, and even that doesn't help sometimes, But
Well, if the big professional teams can have them, then why not us, right?
right? Why not us?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just need to hire a full-time race spotter, right?
Right. Also, at the very beginning of the race as well, I had a slowdown, and I just couldn't recoup for with the rest of the race. 'Cause I actually passed Kelly in the first lap, and obviously cold tires and first chicane. I was almost in the wall, so I had to take the slowdown, and unfortunately, that was the end of it. Not that they wouldn't pass me, afterwards, but I would have
Well,
made
you
those.
could have at least drafted him.
Right.
I mean, the draft's only worth what, 3 seconds a lap here?
It's just about. But yeah, overall, it was fun. It was fun.
The winning gold here tonight. You looking forward to Monza next week, or?
Yes, that's another fast track and another one that is pretty good for the Merc. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give the McLaren a go, just to remember the good old days when the McLaren was good.
The McLaren at Monza. There's something about that combo that just works.
Right.
I remember I had a pretty nice battle with you over in CSRL that one race.
Right. Exactly. So just to go down memory lane, I'm gonna just break it out just for you.
Well, hopefully we can catch you here in the interviews again next week. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Sure. First and foremost, I want to wish my wife a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
Thank you. It's her birthday this weekend, so yep. And thanks for not getting in my case about my hobby. And shout out to the guys over at Ace Motorsports. You guys for putting this together, all the admins, Carl, and very nicely. Appreciate you all. Thank you.
All right. Well, hopefully we can catch you again next week.
All righty.
All right. That was your gold winner, Herbert Pineda, and we'll pull Nick in here. You want to take this one away, Jack?
Yeah, sure. All right, Nick, it is Jack and John in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Jack and John, I got a copy.
All right, third place here tonight overall. Got to feel pretty good. We saw your fuel strategy play off pretty well all the way until the end right there. Got a little bit of a hiccup right there, but
Yeah, had
other
to
than
do some
that,
style points.
yeah, of course, but yeah, you wanted to walk us through your race, tell us how it went?
Yeah, I knew I didn't have the 52 pace. I could maybe squeak out some 53s, so I was figured I was gonna push and see if I can get behind somebody and try to save and run the 6 lap stint on either stint 1 or 2. That didn't work out, so I was like, well, it's looking pretty likely we're gonna run 16 laps, so I can either try to push and catch Kelly, or I can try to just save as soon as I'm leaving the pits, basically, on the last stint and see where it turns out. Because I couldn't catch Kelly at all during the second stint when I was full pushing. So I was like, well, fuel save it is. Let's see if I can make the 6 work. I'm gonna have to save about 2 extra tenths per lap. It was doing like 300 or meter or more coasting before braking zones for every darn lap. So yeah, I was burping fuel at the line. If I didn't have the spin, I would have had maybe a few tenths extra or a few hundreds extra. But yeah, it was as close as I could get it.
Yep, absolutely. It was looking pretty interesting there with your fuel strategy. We saw a bunch of people in front of you and behind you have to pit on that final lap, so we knew it was going to be a gamble. But it's still an accomplishment. Saving that whole extra lap at Le Mans, it's one that can be a little challenging. So let's say
Yeah, we had like a
well
half
done.
lap extra of fuel just coming into the pits. Just full push, I had about a half lap extra of fuel. So I knew all I really had to do was save about a gallon. I mean, that's with only 11.6 gallon tank or whatever, and having to save a gallon in 5 laps or 6 laps. That's kind of hard. But I was doing the mental math during stint 2. I'm like, it's gonna be damn close. I might be able to.
Yep.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, absolutely. We were trying to debate on how long this race would go. As far as full lap counts, we were kind of teetering between that 16, 17 lap range. So looked like it ended up going the distance, but still able to hold it
Yep,
off well.
16.
Yep, 16. My bad. Yep. Um, but yeah, holding you off that well and keeping that extra lap, and that gained you a few positions. So yeah, congratulations on that. And anything else you want
Thank
to
you.
shed some light on?
Uh, no, I was just kind of looking forward to see where it was gonna go. I just knew I had to keep the car clean. I did that. Didn't get any slowdowns. And then wrecked the car a little on the darn last lap. So I was like, I did everything I needed, and I was my own worst enemy. And Kelly nearly caught me at the end. I was having to do really heavy save because I had to burn that extra fuel to spin the car back around and
Yep.
get momentum going back up and everything. So I was looking up. I'm like, I got like 6 or 7 seconds or whatever it was on him. I can lift even more now. So I was like, that last lap, I lifted from like, I don't know, it seemed like a quarter mile back before the braking zones and stuff on a couple of the turns. So did what we needed to do. That's all that matters. Points are points.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, points are absolutely what you need, and should give you a good little boost right there for third place. Yeah, do you want to give a shout out to our things tonight?
Yeah, of course. Always you all in the league, the people that take the time to broadcast and coordinate, put it all on, all the point keeping and steward review and this everything that goes on is it's not a thankless position in my mind. I appreciate the effort that goes in. So, and then race. Otherwise, my wife is always that knows this is my hobby, and we balance out our schedules and things like that. So it's good to be around. Till next time.
Yep, absolutely. Well, congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate with friends and family tonight.
Thanks, Jack. I'm gonna get back on and watch the broadcast and tinker with some work crap that's due tomorrow. See you all.
Sounds good, see you, man.
That was Nick Terrell. Let's pull our second place Mason Smith in here. Mason, this is John and Jack in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I got a copy.
So that was pretty much what 57 minutes of biding your time to figure out what was going to happen on the last lap.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like contemplating on whether should I like keep going or not? And then unfortunately I was so close to getting the white and we didn't, so I'm like, oh god. Yeah. Unfortunately, we went a bit too fast.
I was kind of surprised to see you not just kind of lay off of it coming out of the Porsche curves to buy a little bit more time.
Yeah, like I was I was worried because if I would have done that, I would have allowed him to just um overtake me if he wasn't like lifting, because then we wouldn't just get the white regardless. So it was just better to just like I guess keep it going and just take the extra fuel or take the splash and dash, which it almost worked, but I messed up that pit stop. So I think that's the only thing that really really messed me up was just
Yeah, it looks
making my
like
own mistake.
about a second and a half between pit stop time and how well attacking and leaving the pits there.
Yeah, I only have myself to blame, but I would say we ran a good race, and, and despite running fast laps, it don't matter if Dustin's behind me or in front of me. I mean, he had a good battle.
No, the first two whole pit stops, y'all didn't have a gap bigger than a second.
Exactly. So it would only like it would only matter if it would we were like a second apart or just out of slipstream range.
Yeah, we saw you broke the gap to him there for a little bit, and you know I know the Aston can be a little on the fuel happy side compared to the McLaren, so I wondered if that was going to bite you when you did manage to pull away a bit.
Yeah. Well, well, it was I did all right with fuel, I feel like, or the or the car itself. It's just like again, it's just with the it's not even about the fuel, it's just the time you cross the finish line, you know?
Yeah.
It comes down to just that, basically. And I think Dustin had like himself some slowdowns too, so that's why I was able to like break away. That's my speculation, but I don't know.
Judging by the off track count in SDK, I'm going to say you're pretty accurate there.
Yeah. It got close, it looks like.
But anybody want to give a shout out to Mason before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, to y'all in the broadcast and to my family as always. Thank you.
All right. Well, hopefully we can catch you next week at Monza.
Hopefully.
All right. That was second place Mason Smith. We'll pull Dustin in here. Jack, if you want to take this one.
All right. And Dustin, it is Jack and John in the booth. You got a copy.
I got a copy.
Sir, well, congratulations on your overall win here tonight, here at Le Mans. You want to walk us through your race? Tell us how it went.
It went good. First half of the race, very clean. Managed to stay ahead for most of it. Eventually let him by. First pit stop, just stayed behind him, saved some fuel for the second stint. Got a few too many slowdowns that really killed me. If I didn't get that last pit stop, I would have been screwed. But I was just a little faster coming into the pits there, which saved me on that last pit stop. And I gained almost 3 seconds every pit stop, which is really what saved my race tonight.
Yep, absolutely. We're looking at that, and we saw you drop to about 4 seconds behind Mason, so we thought Mason had in the bag, and then all of a sudden, by the end of the final pit stop, you were out ahead, and it was quite a surprise. So, yeah, just well done managing that fuel. You were just about a second faster in that pit stop alone. I guess Mason said that he had a little bit of issues right there, so yeah, very well done from you making sure that pit stop was as flawless as it can be.
Thank you.
Yeah, anything else during the race that found interesting or want to share with us?
Just good battling between him and I. I did actually make contact with him heading into the pits on the first pit stop. I wasn't expecting it to be as slow of a pit entry than it was, and I kind of overshot a little bit, made some contact with him. I apologized for that, but both had a quick repair, so it ended up being all right. But that was an unfortunate part that I did overshoot a little bit at the start.
Yeah, absolutely. We did catch that a little bit, but I think we heard you on the radio just afterwards apologizing, so I'm sure all is well right there. Yeah, how you feeling about Monza next week?
Feeling pretty good. It's not my favorite track, but it's fun. Um, it'll be a good race.
Yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully we'll have some fun challenges in there. No turn one shenanigans, hopefully. I know that tends to happen there. Um, but yeah, it should be fun. Cool. Anyone you want to give a shout out to or thanks tonight?
Shout out WBM Racing, great group of guys over there. Fun to race with. Thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast, and thanks for putting on the league.
Of course, always happy to support our racers, and of course, we always like to thank you guys too for being here because it puts us out of a job if you're not racing with us. So it goes both ways. Well, cool. Yeah, congratulations again tonight. That was very well done from you, even with those little off tracks and misinputs. But you know that definitely worked out in your favor. So we'll let you go hang out with friends and family tonight.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you. And that was your winner, Dustin Nearhoof. You know, for Le Mans race, action throughout, not half bad there, Jack.
Yeah, that wasn't really that bad. It staled out a little bit, but it worked out, and at the end, it gave us something to talk about, which is all we can really ask for.
Absolutely. I've done more of these Le Mans races where 20 minutes in, it's like, okay, there's a 5-second gap between everybody, and we're just playing, hot lapping. But yeah, this one, nice bit of action. Somebody with 28 cars on track, you do have you got the guys who had, lap one incidents having to come back through the field and whatnot. So definitely kept it interesting. And considering next week will be Monza, it'll be drafting again.
Yep, absolutely. It's just a smaller Le Mans is kind of how I like to think about it. So should be a fun time. I'll be out on track, so hopefully you won't see me shunted into the back of anyone, and
And we might have to pull you into the
fun.
booth during the race.
That would be fun. I'd be up for a little mid-race commentary.
Well, all right. Well, from everybody here at CRN, we appreciate you tuning in, and I guess we will catch y'all on the track next week.
Absolutely. Everyone have a good night and have a good week.